Two-dimensional midpoint. So remember that we defined bisect to mean to cut in half, and the midpoint is the point that bisects a segment. So, for example, that could look like we have this segment and halfway between splitting it into two equal pieces. That's a midpoint. So here, halfway between these two is going to be halfway in the x direction as well as halfway in the y direction. So it'll be somewhere around here. And the way we can find this exactly is by saying that this distance, we have to go find the midpoint in the x direction, find the midpoint in the y direction, and then those two things together will give us the midpoint overall. So the midpoint in the x direction was just averaging the x's. The midpoint in the y direction is just averaging the y's. So this is the midpoint formula. Midpoint formula. So if we want to find the midpoint of these two, we say here's x1, here's x2, here's y1, here's y2. And you can say -4 plus 25 over 2, that's the x-coordinate, and 18 plus 0 over 2, that's the y-coordinate. Now you simplify that and get 21 halves, comma, 9. If 17, comma, -2 is the midpoint, and A is located at 11, comma, -5, where is B? Well, 17 is the answer when we take the average of our x-coordinate and 11. And -2 is the midpoint when we take the average of y and -5. So we can solve these two equations for x and y. And when we solve those two equations for x and y, we get 23 is x, and let's see, 1 is y. So B has the coordinates of 23, comma 1. That's midpoint.